Good morning, everyone. Watch Woman Warrior here. I figured I would come back on today and take a look at what's going on in the earth and earthquakes and all this other stuff. And, yeah, it's quite interesting. So why don't we get started? I'm going to start today with earthquakes. And so far, let's see, I have it set for 1 day, all magnitudes in the U.S. Here, I'm going to do this real quick just to make sure. It reloads. Okay, there. 1 day, all magnitudes, U.S., of course. Luckily, it shows, more than just the United States. Let me zoom out here. As you can see, it's not showing anything over here. But here we got, activity. And I figured out how to put the plate, the tectonics on here and go to settings. Or not settings. Hang on a second here. Not that either. There it is. You go here, and you go plate boundaries, USA faults, and you'll get all of this here. If you take the USA faults off, those will disappear. But I am glad that they're here. Now, I've noticed this too, but I'm not exactly sure about all that. But it is quite interesting to look at. Wrong button. For crying out loud, Michelle. The close button would work just fine. There we go. Okay. But, yeah. So I'm not sure if that's just how recent or whatnot. I'm not exactly sure on that. So we're just going to leave that off of there and get into it. Okay. So far it says we have 239 earthquakes. And there's been a few pop off since I looked at this a couple minutes ago. We got Hawaii. 0.6 kilometers. Let's see if we can zoom in here a little bit more. Yeah. And Dutch has been talking about these volcanoes around here starting to fill again because we're having all these earthquakes and such. And that one's new. 11:53 or 11:35, 11:40. And they're happening awful quick, guys. Look, Nevada, 11:31, Hawaii, 11:35, 11:40, California. Look, 11:24:11, 11:24:56 from Puerto Rico to Nevada. Hang on, let me scroll this back out here. Because I'm noticing one thing. That, they're popping off rather quickly. And this is what I was wondering. Because watching Dutch for over a year now and listening to him and what he's been talking about with these CMEs and stuff that we get where we don't really see any disturbances in our magnetic field and things like that. Of course, we're going to get into that. The Earth's definitely been releasing some energy lately. Magnetic field's been broken open a little bit from the activity we've been having. Of course, thank God we still have our electricity and stuff on, but the Earth has been absorbing the energy and, releasing it into these earthquakes we're having here. And you can see they're popping off quickly. And, 10:20 in Chile. They're in Chile, and then in Alaska, 10:20 to 10:32. That's quite a distance in such a short time. And then 11:01, we got California. 11:10, Nevada. There was I was looking at these earlier. What was one? It was like completely across. It went from over here all the way over in like a second or two. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see. Then it goes from there to Alaska. Let's see, hang on. 8:45 to 8:53. That's still not as close as I thought it was going to be. Hang on, let's see if I can find it. Hawaii. Yeah, look at that. Hawaii to Nevada within seconds. 8:30:02 to 8:30:11 within seconds. And this energy is traveling very fast from one point to the other. That's in Alaska. Okay. Also in Alaska. Yeah, we're getting Nevada, California, Alaska. Even Hawaii is getting slammed lately. That's why. It's like bouncing. Another one just popped off somewhere, must be. I'm not sure. It does that, and I'm not sure if it's because we got a new earthquake or, see, Puerto Rico. Yeah, look at that. From Puerto Rico to California. 4:53:10, 4:55:10. Within 2 minutes. There was one, it was like within seconds. I'm trying to find it here. I should have had it like marked down or something, but I don't. Look at that. It's Puerto Rico to Nevada. Look at that. 3:46:35, 3:46:35. This is one of the ones I wanted to show you. From there to there at the same exact time, guys. I don't think I've ever heard of that happening before, like ever. I don't know if any of you heard of this happening before, that far away at the same exact time. Please let me know. Leave in the comments below. Send me an email at machellburrows@gmail.com, MACHELLEBURROWS@gmail.com, because I've never heard of this happening. Puerto Rico, Nevada, same exact time. And look, they're getting deeper in Nevada too, 7.4 kilometers deep. You know, that's significant, because all this pressure that's building up on our west coast is going to make its way towards us in the east. I live in Pennsylvania, like northern Pennsylvania, like in the middle, you know, near a little place called Lawrenceville. Yeah, it's right next to the New York border, and we already know that we've been having earthquakes in New York. You know, and that's coming our way. Tonga, let's see, 322. Look at that, 322. Here's one of them, 322:18, 326:07. You know, and in Nevada, 16 kilometers deep. Look at that. I mean, it's not that deep because the molten lava is all the way down to like 600 kilometers. But I mean, you know, that far inland on our continent in the United States, 16 kilometers deep, that's pretty significant. It is. I really think it is. I'm not sure. I gotta see if Dutch has done any, has he done any? I'm not sure. Here, let me pop over. Oh, do I have my YouTube? No, that's Twitter. Okay. Well, anyways, we're going to cover more than just earthquakes today. This is for sure. And last time I did not bring the Schumann on, the Schumann Resonance, which is the heartbeat of the earth. And I apologize. That's one of the things I wanted to bring on and I forgot. Because I'm trying to not make these too long. I realize that, you know, I make these longer than I intend to because I end up talking. But 2:30, where's that at? Nevada. Oh, wait, here's another one. 2:30, 2:33. Goes from there to there. It's 199. But we've had earthquakes all the way down to molten lava here. If you ever watch Dutch Sense, you ever watch him, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I encourage you to go over and watch him. Like here, 574 kilometers. That's like down to the molten lava. 121 to 152. You know, it was awful deep, and it's still fast travel. Within no time, it seems like all these earthquakes popping off within no time. Look, 51:33 to 55:22. Things are shifting, guys. We may not see the disturbance in our magnetic fields and such like that, but we are definitely seeing an uptick in earthquakes, the depth of earthquakes. Yeah, earthquake activity is definitely... Oh, look, the geysers, California. Oh, look, one in Nevada just popped off as I'm talking to you. It's 11:40, 11:41, 50, 11:40, 29, 11:41, 57. 6.9 kilometers. And look, that one was only 1.5 kilometers in California deep, but Nevada 6.9. And yeah, they might not be feeling these because they're so small, but it is still, it's very important. Look at these. It just pop, 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 like popcorn. The Earth's turned into a popcorn machine, it looks like. 239 earthquakes within 24 hours. And yeah, that's all magnitudes. But that's just in the United States. Just in the United States, as far as this says over here. Yeah, it shows us more than the United States. Even if it's not just more than the United States, or even if it is more than the United States, you know, it's significant. Especially, look at all these red ones. Boom, 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 boom. Not right now. Go on. All right, guys, let's move on. And I might come back to this over earthquake here before I end this video. Okay, now we're gonna go over here. Not much really going on here. Oh yeah, and last time I messed up on this. I didn't mess up on it, but I didn't exactly show you guys very well. Okay, so when you come to this page, the only thing you're gonna see, like up here, you know, I'll let this stay here so you guys can copy it down and go to it yourself. But when you come onto this page, this right here, this line up here stuff is all you're going to see. Up here is the different, different places you can go right here, right? Okay, now the solar, most of these you ain't going to get nothing on. This is interesting. I think I have this one on here. It's like the poles and stuff of the sun and what they're doing. I thought it was interesting. I don't really know much about it, but I think it's quite interesting to watch because it's funky. And I believe you go through these, and I believe it's 8, and you'll click on these, and it'll pop up like this. And down here, if it has like today's date or the date that you're looking at it, then it's actually loaded. It's going to work for you. You click this, it'll load. Once that's loaded, you pause it, run it to the end here, and then you go over here, and you want to do 300 here, and you either do 3 or 20 frames here. The more you do, it's like the better it'll run. The least amount of frames, the slower it'll run. But I already have this set, and like this goes back to the 8th. And it's like this. You don't see a lot, but it is quite interesting looking at these. I'm going to kind of fast forward here. Oh, and this here is supposed to be Venus. That's supposed to be Venus there, which is really cool because our planets are getting so close now. We can actually look outside and see most of them with our naked eye. You can see Mars, you can see Venus, you can see Saturn, you can see Jupiter. And even, Saturn and Jupiter are supposed to align on Yule. Well, in pagan religion, it's Yule, but it's actually the winter solstice. And they're calling it like the Christmas star, like the Bethlehem star, which I find is quite interesting, especially with all these fake monolith things popping up and going away, which I debunked that in my last video. Somebody specifically made them as props, put them out there, took them down. It's not anything from aliens from outer space. They're not, whatever you want to call them, where they're talking to things out there, nothing like that, like the monoliths of the ancient Egyptians when they believed that they could talk to their gods and stuff, and really all they're doing is just talking to Lucifer from the pits of hell. But anyway, so yeah, that's Venus. And it's interesting that everybody sees all these disturbances with the sun and stuff like that, but yeah, nobody's mentioning the fact, like, it used to be every 28 days we would have something come from behind the sun and you'd be able to see a disturbance from it and everything else like that. But nobody yet has mentioned the fact that, hang on, so we got that on the 13th at 1624, and then it jumps that much time there. And that was last night into today. So why is that missing? But, what was that? There's not really much going on with these here, other than you'll see something fly by every once in a while. But it's like nobody's mentioned the fact that these planetary objects and stuff, that people, and this is the last capture. I found that interesting there. But nobody is mentioning the fact that seeing it come out this side, seeing it come out that side, it's way more than every 28 days now. And nobody has mentioned the fact that couldn't it just be our own planets from our own solar system? It's like, oh, Nibiru and all this other stuff. Well, how come we don't see it? We can see Mars. We can see Venus. We can see Jupiter. We can see Saturn. But yeah, how, we're not seeing these supposed other objects out there shining about. They're supposed to be planetary bodies. Well, it's awful funny because we don't see them. Why don't we see them? Well, because it's our own planets. They're much closer than we think. It's like Venus. It just seems to be hanging right out by the sun. It's weird. I think it's weird. I don't know. Something just doesn't set right with me with all this Planet X Nibiru stuff. That's supposed to be these planets from outside of our solar system coming in and just now it's orbiting around our sun and around our Earth, but yet we don't see them. And they're supposed to be closer than Venus and closer than Mars and closer than Saturn, closer than Jupiter. And you can see them right here just fine, all lit up and pretty. But yeah, these other objects that are coming out from behind the sun and stuff that are not supposed to be on planets, that are lighting up like a star on these graphs, it's like we don't see them at all unless somebody changes the coloring. And I honestly think it's because they are our planets. And they are such objects that have been here this whole time. Just we could not see them as well because they were not as close. In the Bible, it says, the heavens drop at your coming, when it refers to God, when it refers to the Lord in our day, the last generation, which we are, it says the heavens drop at your coming. Well, what's that mean? Well, that means everything comes in closer to get a nice look at what's coming, so and here's another one. Let me back her up a little bit. Let's see, we'll go to 12th here. And this line's still there. I think it's just an anomaly on the camera. Of course, it does look weird. Look at this. I just realized something. Look how it's crooked. You got the lines from the end of the lens here and here. I just noticed that. Never noticed that before. Yeah, look at that. The lens is actually crooked. You can actually see definitely here the lens of the camera is crooked. The satellite. Oh, see that coming off the left side there. Got a little bit coming off that way. Of course, this I believe, see, because you can see Venus in this one, you can't see Venus in this one. So I believe that this would be a different view. Venus is probably behind the sun over here. So this is probably the back of the sun here. And that looks awful strange right there. But still, not really much going on. Other than these debris, debris flying all over about. Almost like they're circling the sun. That's interesting. It's like the sun's sucking it in. You got one going that way, one going that way. 1436 to 1505. That's a lapse in time there. I wonder why. Especially when we don't really see anything happening. So you don't see much going on there. Whoop. I'm lagging. I hate it when it does that. Got lots of debris, but really not. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? To the left side of the sun there. Watch it. Looks like we might be getting another. Yeah. Is there lapse? There's sure what? Well, 548 to 412. So there's a lapse there. You can clearly see right here. Bet you Planet X News is probably going to be able to pull something right out of that because you can see a definite circle right there. What is that, Venus coming out the other side? Well, if this angle's different, that could be, depending on where this one's placed, if this is the back side of the sun, and this is directly in front of the sun, we could actually be catching a glimpse, maybe a reflection of Venus or something. I don't know. That's pretty cool because you can definitely see a circle right there. Let me see if I can enhance that. Let me see if we can zoom this in and take a better look at it. Yeah, that's better. Zoom her right in there. Yeah, that's definitely a circle. Let me see if I can. Yeah, we can go back on this here. Yeah. Kind of builds up to it. Oh, okay, there was that one. Boom. That one. Of course, that was yesterday when that one went off. Then you see that flash there. See those, whatever they are, flying by. Where is it? You see that? Let's see. Come on, where'd you go? Must be went back a little ways. And it builds up, and then boom, just out of nowhere. It's perfect. Yeah, look at that. That's like current right now. Look at that. That is pretty and a perfect circle. I hope Scott gets a hold of that one, because I know he can definitely pull that right out. But yeah, look how it's crooked. Our stuff's crooked here. Let me zoom this back out a little bit. All right. So that's pretty neat. Drop that one down. Bring this one over now. This is another angle. As you can see, this is Venus. It was up here in the other one. I was down here. So this one's probably like a higher up view, probably coming from the Earth. Let's see. So let's go see 3. So I believe this one would be facing from the sun, or the Earth to the sun, but up higher, like above the Earth, so to speak. See, and we'll bring this back here to toward the end of the 13th. Huh. Watch right there. Watch this. Let me go back one. See on nothing? All of a sudden it's like, you see that? And then, that is strange. It's like that came out of the dark spot. Like that dark shadow coming from the sun. It's like it came right out of there. There's one. And there's another one. I didn't see that before. Interesting. Huh. I do often wonder if they use the sun to create portals with CERN for these entities. Because they say that they can speak to entities from other dimensions. Of course, anybody who's ever known the Lord God and read their Bible knows that there's only one kind of extraterrestrial out there, and that would be demonic entities pretending to be aliens from outer space. Of course, coming to beguile us into believing in falsehood, lies. So we take the luciferase DNA into our bodies and make ourselves as demons, doing his bidding and what he wants for us, which is utter destruction of humanity and for all of us to burn in the pits of hell. Whoa, did you see that? Watch. Look at that. Hang on, let me go. Wait, I went back too far. Hang on. Watch this one right here. It's like it circles. Look, and that one here. Hang on, let me go back one. I wonder if it's the same one. This one here that ends up here. I wonder if it's the same one. Like making its way around the sun. Then you got, of course, this one and those ones. Hang on, let me zoom in a little bit on this. It's getting interesting to me. Okay. Move this over a little bit. Well, that's okay. Now I gotta click back on that. And this is all from today. There's little white things popping up everywhere. Zoom, zoom. And look at that. Sure, it's probably like a meteor or something flying by. There's another one. And I do not believe of what they call, look at that, aliens from outer space. I believe in angels and demons. Demons as in fallen angels and demonic entities that help them. That's what I believe in. And believe me, I've had encounters with them my whole life. I believe at one point in time I actually saw 2 of them. One would have been a major entity, one of the higher ups, one of the elites, and the other one would have been a minion that looked just like a human. They were in my bedroom, in my doorway. And believe me, when they say they're serpent-like, the grays that they talk about, oh yeah, very familiar. The other one looked like I don't know what they would call it, but like a blonde-haired male teenager with blonde curly hair, like you'd see the old angels. It was strange. I was 12 years old. I've had encounters with things that I can't explain. But I know that even back then, look, I knew that it wasn't natural, wasn't normal. And this is the last capture we got. We got this going towards the sun. We got, let's see if we can back it up. Got this that happened, which it does that for some reason. I don't know. Let's see something here. And we got lots of debris, guys. And that, what was it? S-16 or F-15 or whatever it was, it just crashed in Michigan. Go watch Clint Stone. He did a little video on the chatter from that, and there's a crater. There is like the GPS for the crater. When they try to use their GPS to go there, the GPS takes them to a completely different area. You know, go to Clint Stone's world. Seriously, Clint Stone's world, and it's all one word. And yeah, it's very interesting. I don't think it was one of our planes. I think it was the Antichrist is here. His minions are here. They're not going to Mars and all these other places to get space dust and stuff. These fallen angels have been bound in certain places for thousands of years, here on Earth, out there in space. You know, it's like, if you ever watch Doctor Who, some of the stuff in there, it's like, you're watching it today, it's like, wow. Even Star Trek. Some of the technology they have in the movie from years and years ago that we didn't even know existed back then, that we thought was a figment of our imagination back then, is actually true, and we know all about it today. And it is real. And apparently, they were playing with it back then. They put it in the movies, of course, to give it to us nice and slow. And like the interview that happened with the Israel space dude there, talking about aliens are real and they just need us to be sane, quote unquote, sane enough to accept them. That's just that's what they've been doing for years, conditioning us for the Antichrist reign, the beast system, the arrival of everything against God, where they're doing everything they can, where it's like China all over the world. Only, it's going to be much worse than that. It's going to be much worse than that. Do not take the jab of any sort. Take the minor jab. That's how you're going to get sick with what they're calling them, what they claim and they need the major jab for. It is designed that way. It's just designed that way. I mean, population control. See that? See, I'm not exactly sure what all this means. Helmet, streamer, belt. I'm guessing that would be the equator, possibly. You got coronal holes and stuff. But if you go back here, it's kind of, back in October, it kind of looks kind of stable, a little bit of wobble here and there. But see the green, how it goes down like that every once in a while, and then as it gets closer to us, it starts getting all wonky. And I think it's because we have more objects, entities, whatever you want to call it, out there around us, pulling on the sun and pulling on the earth. I just wanted to show you this because of the Earth's graphs and stuff that I'm getting ready to do. It's like the sun is starting to look wonky. Here, we'll go all the way back here, and we'll let it run. It's not, I mean, it does a little bit, like something's there. But everything looks like it's staying kind of stable, other than every once in a while it'll do that weird funky thing. But it says that's a coronal hole. We know the north and the south always has like coronal hole open because that's just the way the sun is. And there it looks like the sun's actually tilting because of the belt there. The belt's going a little funky, but IMF is intermagnetic planetary field line. I don't really see any of that going on, which is strange because it's supposed to have it going out to the Earth, but I see it here, so maybe that's. But I'm not sure why the helmet streamer belt is doing all that. I don't know a lot about this graph here. I just found it and found it very interesting. If anybody knows anything about this, fill me in. Let me know. I just find some things interesting, and I like to bring them out. And the reason why I wanted to show you that was because of Where are you? Well, this here, like, this is our orbit, our magnetic orbit line. It's supposed to be stretched out in a straight line. But it's not doing that anymore. I mean, you look back, go back here. You know, back on the 10th, you know, it's looking pretty decent, you know? Even though this right here, it's like pulled it way over. But, like, watch this. It's just... Wait, hang on. That's not what I wanted to do. It's just looking awful strange to me. So it starts getting wonky in here. It really starts getting interesting in December. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Come on, get off there. Because look at you got circles and loops and wiggly woggly. You know, it says in the Bible the earth will wobble to and fro like a drunkard. Well, if this line here is literally what the earth is doing, well, she's a wobbling, man. She is wobbling. And then here is when we're supposed to get that CME hit us. It looks like it did something, but by what somebody said on wages, somebody mentioned the fact that the CME that we received, the reason why we didn't really see much going on with our magnetic field and everything, even though here it kind of definitely looks funky, is because the positive charge of it actually helped our magnetosphere instead of harmed it. Well, I mean, I would believe that if it wasn't for all the earthquakes that have popped off repeatedly since we've received it, and they only are getting stronger and deeper. So here's the 12th, still looking all funky monkey. And then to the 14th. What did we do? Lose time there? Oh, of course we did. 316, 321, 1401. And then it goes, 1320, on the 13th, 2150, to the 14th at 131, and then it skips to 1034. And then 1601. So we're missing like half of today on this. Of course, maybe that's normal. Let me look. I might... Oh, I apologize. It's actually how it normally goes. Forgive me on that one, please. This I'm not used to. Normally I can't even get the darn thing to load for me. The computer doesn't like me. Oh, here's the other one. Apparently I have two of them up. Is this the same? I don't know. Let's rewind. Let's take a look at it. This shows like the sun when it smacks us. Yeah, interesting. Now these ones are the ones that I really like looking at. Especially this one right here that I'm going to do last. Okay, now. Why? Stop it. Okay. So now this is our bow shock. This is the, it would be 565 to 620 kilometers per second, which is roughly around 1 million miles an hour, depending on how high it is. I mean, look at that, 11. See, there's some people that don't believe that this speed here is accurate. I do. I believe that this is actually the most accurate on everything when it comes to the speed and what's hitting us. But let me go back here. Okay, so you can see we got pressure building up. The darker the color, the more pressure we have. You know, in here, it's not bad. It's not bad at all, honestly. But right here, it's 607 kilometers per second, which is actually more than normal. And then here, you see it starting to 1141, but the weird thing is we didn't really see anything out front at all here. But yet, here it goes, booming out the back. I believe that this speed that it's catching isn't what's coming at us, but it's what the Earth is pushing back at the pressure here. Like, we got the pressure building up, and everybody knows that, well, anybody who watches wages and other people that do these graphs knows that the Earth releases pressure when its capacity gets full, because it's like a battery. You know, just like when you walk across a carpet and you got static electricity built up and you touch something and it zaps. Well, it's your body releasing that extra energy. The earth does the same thing. You know, and 1141, we don't see it coming, you know. I mean, you know, it's like, but yet we see the bow shock push out. You see how it went out that way towards the sun? Because over here is the sun, you know. So this would be behind us. This would be the sun, okay? So if I back it up here, watch, see our bow shock pushed out right as this pressure is releasing from the earth and we get 1141. So this speed is accurate. People that think it's not, I honestly feel in my soul that it is. And it's the pressure coming. It doesn't just read what's coming at us from the sun. It's also catching the release of the earth as well. So we're not just getting the speed coming at us. We're also getting the speed that's being released from us. That's what I think. I think it's the earth speed plus whatever's hitting us. And that's why we're getting 1141. And our bow shock is actually pushing out instead of pushing in. It's the only explanation that there is. Anybody who has a better explanation other than, oh, well, this is wrong, please get a hold of me. Because if you're going to tell me that this is wrong, no, it's not. It can't be wrong. Or they would have fixed it by now. Or they would have just gotten rid of it by now. You know, what we're seeing is not only the sun's speed, we're seeing the earth's speed as well. And right here, she had a big old fart let loose right there. Sure enough, you can see it 100%. And as you can see, though, we still got pressure coming at us. But yeah, you know, it's not really, I mean, it's got a little bit of pressure, don't get me wrong. You know, and here she's releasing again right there. Boom. You know, and that's exactly, by the looks of it, it looks like that's what the Earth's doing. And that's, you know, of course, this is on the 13th. But still, this is significant. Because every time the earth has to release that extra pressure, guess what happens? We get earthquakes. Deep earthquakes. We're, you know, and look at that. 1114 or 1014, 1140 kilometers per second. And look, at the same time, it's the earth releasing pressure. Look here, though. She's trying to release pressure so she can keep that bow shock going, so she can protect us from all that. And right here, it's open. It's starting to open up right here. Because it's like, it's intense. It's coming and coming, coming. Which is weird because I don't remember hearing anything about CMEs, flares, or anything else like that. Well, I mean, I watched Wage, but I don't know. It's saying 815 because she's releasing all that extra pressure trying to keep us protected. You know? Look at that. See, this says it was only 377 kilometers per second. But it was dense. Really dense. And this was this morning. This was this morning. And look, you can see that the Earth actually started pushing out because the Earth could feel it coming. Started already pushing out before that even hit us. What did it get to? See, but the weird thing is like the speed didn't even really go up. But she pushed out. That's obvious there. You know, and then 543, 517, and look at that, guys. It's like the earth pushed out at the same time we hit it to like keep that from building up upon us, you know, and it like literally, and I love that. Look at that. Look at that. It's like the Lord himself. It looks like an angel, doesn't it? Halo around the head. It looks like a wing and a body. It's amazing. It just amazes me. It looks like an angel. The Lord is protecting us, guys. God himself is the only one keeping us safe right now from all of this that's happening. You know, and look at that. It still looks like two wings wrapped around the earth. Look at that, though. It's opening. Eventually, the grid will go down. Look at that. And then, boom, we missed time there, didn't we? Yes, we did. Look, 308 to 750. You know, but look at that. We totally opened up. Like, even right now, I can feel pressure in my head. Like, I'm trying to get a headache from what's happening. From this pressure, the Schumann. And we're going to go to the Schumann after this right here. You know, and look at that. This is dense. This is actually, well, it's actually not that, you know, the green then we got the yellow and we got the red. It's like, our magnetosphere is not the greatest. And yeah, this is happening and people get concerned about all this, but nothing happens the way everybody says. You can't trust the scientists on any of this because they do not know what they're talking about. They have these graphs, they can see what's happening, but if you go ask a scientist that, about all this, it's like they're even messing with stuff. So we're not seeing things proper. Like that CME, the CME that came. They had it hyped up and stuff because honestly, with something of that significance, it normally would have definitely done something. But of course, God always surprises us. The impossible is possible. And when they say, oh, if this happens, we'll all die, that's not true either. I mean, for Pete's sakes, the flood of Noah, I believe it. I mean, the only way you can get fossils with feathers is if something was suddenly covered to where oxygen could not reach it to decay it. The only way it's going to happen. And guess what? Thousands upon millions of species of dinosaurs were fossilized, and they even could find pieces of skin. That's how they knew what kind of skin it had. That cannot happen if it was slowly buried over time. It can't, period. You cannot slowly bury something over time where oxygen can get to it and cause it to decay and get fossilized skin. That's impossible. The flood of Noah has easily been proven, can easily be proven by anybody who has a brain and is willing to look up stuff. No offense, I'm sorry, that came off rude, but seriously, I just get so frustrated with these scientists that claim that these dinosaurs, were covered over time, but we could find this and that and the other, that if they were covered slowly over time, it would have decayed way, way before they got covered up enough and pressurized enough to be fossilized. It's ridiculous. And even if they want to come out, the volcanoes, blah, blah, no, because that would have burnt them to ash. It's like if they even hear themselves, they would realize that they're totally way off. But anyways, let's get back to this. I digress. But it's like, you can see it's like opened. It's opened here. Pressure's building again. This is almost to present time. 376, it's like, and we're seeing an uptick in earthquakes. I just showed you that. And the reason we're seeing an uptick in earthquakes is because what's going on out there with the pressure and everything. Now here, what's underneath? Let's go to this one next. All right, here we go. Let me move this over a little bit. And let me make sure. Okay, good. You're seeing what I'm seeing. Good. I was going to be so upset if I went through all this and you guys were like not seeing it. All right, we'll go back to the 13th. Bow shock, pressure. This dotted line, that's where there's a satellite and there's the moon. Oh, and up here you can see the date and the time. This is the 13th into the 14th into today. And then right before, and this here, that concerns me right here. Why does that box always appear there? Why is that? It makes me feel like when things aren't going the way they want it to, they can just go in and fix it. But anyway, look at that. It's like we're only able to see what they want us to see. And look, it's spinning. You can see the energy rotating in there. And you can, yeah, look at that. And then we got an unequal pressure here. We got more on this side than that side, which could definitely have to do with the Earth releasing the pressure and the only spots that it's able to at the time. Let me see it open it up down here, and you'll see it get all wonky up here too. It's just something else, man. I mean, I can honestly tell you the Earth's doing an amazing, look at that. The Earth is doing an amazing job at fighting this off. By the grace of God, we still have our electricity. I mean, come on, look at that. Look at that. It went down beyond our satellite line, beyond. Like if the satellite was right there, probably would have fell to the Earth. If the moon was right there, I don't even want to think about it. honestly, because I don't know what would happen. But I praise God Almighty that the satellite and the moon were not right there in front when that happened, that's for sure. Look at that. And then the earth instantly, she instantly, like, look at that. Boom. When they call her Mother Earth, I accept that. I really do. God did create the earth for us to live upon. But I do not worship the earth. I do not worship God's creation. And I will not speak of the earth as if she is a god. That is for sure. I went through that pagan Wiccan phase, and I know better now. And I will never do that again. But I can honestly tell you that how God created the earth to sustain life astounds me. Because our magnetosphere has dropped dramatically in the past couple of years. And the fact that we still have our electricity right now, I just showed you that, with how low our magnetic field is for protection, it's wonderful. It's mind-boggling, and literally I can only praise God for it, because right now we're under the grace of God still, guys. We're still under the grace of God. And all those who call upon God will always be under the grace and protection of God. But what we are seeing now, and with what is to come shortly, is going to be different than anything else ever before. And look, it's getting crooked again here. I don't know if that means there's another earthquake popping off. Well, actually, we were watching earthquakes pop off. But it's getting very interesting, guys. And, I mean, please prepare. Have a bug-out bag ready. If you ever watch, if you have ever got to watch Richie from Boston, have a bug-out bag ready. Have, a supply of food and water off to the side, non-perishables. And this is what everybody's been saying. It's better to be prepared. So if and when things, it's not really if anymore, it's when. It's when, period. Like, I've seen things, I've talked to God, I've read the Bible, and believe me, I watch Wage in Them and Dutch Sense, but I've received the 100% definite answers to what I've been asking when it comes to wisdom, knowledge, understanding of what's going on in the world today, whether or not we are the last generation, which we are. We are the last generation, guys. And I'm not saying this to scare you or anything else like that, but I'm telling you, it's better to be prepared than scared. Because if you're prepared and you have faith in your Creator, knowing that He will watch over you and protect you no matter what anybody says. You don't need a needle in your arm to be safe. You don't need a mask on your face to be safe, unless the volcanoes start popping off in the United States, which they are going to. They are going to. The volcanoes in the western side of the United States are going to erupt, period. And this is spoken of in prophecy of the Bible for our day. When it talks about the pits of hell opening up and brimstone and fire issuing out, and it kills a third of the earth, or a third of the population of the entire world, or a fourth or a sixth. It's a percentage of the entire earth will die due to the fire and brimstone that issues out of the pits of hell when the pits of hell are finally opened, which they have been, because as we know, volcano after volcano after volcano has been popping off. And it says in 1 hour, Babylon will fall. Babylon is the entire beast system of the world. It's not just a city. It's not just a town. It's the entire system, guys. It's the entire grid of the beast system will be taken out by God Himself in 1 hour. Now, if you go by the 1 hour of the different time zones of the earth, I don't know if it's like that or if it's literally just 1 hour period, the entire system of Babylon will fall. By what I'm told, by him, the grid's going to go down eventually. There will be no electricity. There will be all this stuff, all this cushy life we got going on with hot showers and stuff is going to be gone. It's going to be gone. He said it's going to be harder than anything anybody's ever faced, including the flood of Noah. Why? Because he's never going to flood the earth and destroy it by flood again. So he's going to do it by fire and brimstone this time, which means volcanic activity, which means lava flows, which means brimstone and fire in the air. So that's when you want your masks. You want your masks and your goggles when St. Helen pops off, and when the Yellowstone pops off, and when all the volcanic fields in Nevada and California and them start popping off and seeping out all the toxins into the air, which has already started happening. That's why California's burning. He said all those wicked places will be turned into hell. We're watching it. And I pray and I hope that everybody is, please share this. Everybody out there that lives in a zone that is not safe, I pray, call upon God, ask him to guide you, have him tell you what to do. You know, if you're ready to go home, then just make sure you're right with God. Just make sure you're right with God and live every day as if it is your last. And even if you are not anywhere near those volcanoes and stuff. Me, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm right on the border in New York. You know, but the thing is that does not mean that I'm safe where I am. That does not mean that when everything goes down that I'm not going to have to pack my stuff and run for the hills. Of course, I don't plan on running nowhere. You know, though I'm ready to go home. If they come to my house today and tell me to bow down to the beast, you're off with your head, off with my head, buddy, because I know where I'm going. That's how I feel. That's what it's coming to, guys. To live is Christ. To die is gain. If you give your life for God, whether it's, you know, live your life for God. Live your life in the way he intended us to live. The representation is Christ. You know, if Christ is your Lord, your Savior, your husband, your man, your dude, your man of man, your King of king, your Lord of lords, whatever you would call him. Because, you know, male or female, y'all have differences. I'm cool with that. You know, it's like even if you grew up and you're having a problem with your sexuality and you happen to be labeling yourself gay, it's like, I'm begging you, whether you're male or female, do not go into that. Do not be man with man, woman with woman. If you want to see a man as your husband and you're a man, look to the Lord. Go to him in that. If you're a woman and you see yourself as being a lesbian, stop it. And go to the Lord. Go to the Lord. Keep yourself sustained from all of that. I don't care what anybody says. It's not okay. And you guys need to stop it. Stop it. You know, quit smoking cigarettes. Quit smoking weed. Quit drinking alcohol. Stay sober-minded. Because any day now, guys, any day now, the Great Tribulation will begin. And we will be here to live through it. We will see it happen. And it will be terrible. Sorry about the crinkling noise and stuff. My husband's making a sandwich. Okay, it's probably my sign. I need to get back to this. If you guys are still with me, I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm sorry, I just realized that I got passionate about that, and I might sound like I'm yelling to you guys. Okay, so let's go to this here. Let's play this and watch it. Actually, let's do more than just play it. I'll use my arrows. But the blue lines are the lines that connect us to the sun and other planetary objects. The black is the South Pole, the red is the North Pole. Now you're going to see these blue IMF lines coming in from the back. This is a connection to a planetary object that we cannot see on here, of course. And it's balling up the black, it's pulling out the red. I mean, this is not natural and it's not normal. And I believe that these blue lines and these red lines connecting, because they're like opening the pits of hell. The key to the bottomless pit is the knowledge of opening the portals to the other dimensions, as they call it. And it's opening up hell upon earth. All the rituals they do, celebrating Halloween as a holy day, all of that is opening the pits of hell. It says that earth has opened her mouth without measure. Look at that. Do you see that? It's red, which means north. North is over here. This is the sun's over here. This is away, south, north, south, or I'm not sure exactly how, but that's what I was told. The red is for like the north and the black is for the south. See, polar cap, IMF, closed. So the red's closed, black is polar, B field lines, which is the intensity of it. But look at that. It goes from, oh, wrong way. Hang on. Boop. Go back here. It's red. The blue is coming closer, and then it's like the pop of black curly lines, and then all of a sudden it all turns blue. Strange. Very strange. And I'm curious as to why nobody's talking about it but me. Especially when I normally don't do this kind of stuff, but I am now because I'm getting tired of watching everybody else do it and not questioning these things and not really being able to explain these things other than I don't know. Well, I want to know. I need to know. Why? Because knowledge is key in our world today. Knowledge is very important. Truth, the ultimate truth, can only come from God. And the only way to know the truth is to ask questions. Look at that. Why are these blue planetary IMF lines, which normally only go up and down, by the way, normally only go up and down and break up and down and kind of bow back and stuff, where is this coming from? Sun's over here. So where are these coming from? A planet? The pits of hell? Like, what's going on? Because if they're considering the pits of hell another dimension, I mean, another dimension would be coming from where? Another planet? Another solar system? A wormhole? A black hole? Like, where? But yeah, I mean, look how strange it is. This is yesterday, at the end of yesterday. And look at the Earth tilting. It's turning, it's tilting. And then you got it opened up right here. And look at that. Blue IMF lines just stick. Oh, that one actually connected. Look at that. It came all the way up and connected. And it's like it's drawing the Earth. And look at that. Look at it opening. Boom. It's the most likely there. Look at that. The Earth is like boom, and look, it turns blue. Blue. All that blue right there with the black and the red. It's like the Earth just gave birth. Look at that. See, that's insanity. I mean, that makes my mind just go boom. Like I'm watching it go. Look at that. Look at that. And this is today, guys. This is this morning. Look at this. But yeah, we're still here. Oh my God, look at that. Boom, that must have been that big, huge smack that we got. And then the Earth is like, Look at all that. About knocked every line we had on off. Like almost, like all the lines are like, look at that pressure. No wonder my head's trying to hurt today. Look at that. Actually, I've been dealing with a headache almost. Well, been waking up with a headache the past 2 days. Weird dreams. Not anything I'm going to share because I know they're not visions from God and stuff. You know, I'm very careful with that. I'm very careful. You know, I did have a dream, but it had nothing to do with anything that you guys got to worry about. It had to do with a personal situation in my own life, which, the Lord helped me with that and everything. But, you know, it's like, I'm going to the Schumann X after this because look at that blue. See, look at that. It's blue, but then when it touches and turns black. See? Blue to black. See, and it's like, you see that? Black to red, black to red. And look, it was like it was pulling these, and then it finally released. The blue. Look at them. Look at these IMF lines. They're like disappearing all over the place here. Normally they go all the way across this graph, top to bottom, top to bottom. I did ask Wage about this weirdness today. He said he was going to look back in the past to see if he can find more that's like, look at that craziness. Closed circuit. It's like the Earth's like, get off me. And then black, and then red again. That is just intense. And look at that pressure, guys. Look at this. That's a lot of pressure. Look at that blue line there. It don't know what to do with itself. My goodness. It's like the Earth's doing the YMCA. Well, that's the end of that for today on that. But that's something. I've never seen anything like that on here before. You know, this is what it looks like. And you go through here. Solar. Click on it and you do that. The heliosphere. These, you can really not find any actual information on these darn things. Wait, where did I go too far? That's the sun. Boop, boop, boop. Hang on, we'll go to 1 through 10. Let's see, 8. So there's one of these that you can actually pull up and it'll work for you. Which one is it? Hang on, let me see if I can find it for you guys. There's this one at. The one I had. Yeah, 1214. Like I said, click that. Let it load. Go here to 320 or 3 or however you want to do it. And then you got the magnetosphere, which is where this one is and that one is on page 9 and 8. 8, you'll get this one. And then you go to 9, you'll have that one and that one. You know, for that one, if you want to go look at it yourself, keep track of this yourself, do your own video yourself. I'm encouraging all of you guys. Anybody who watches this, I'm encouraging you. Go to these websites that I'm on here today. USGS for the earthquakes. This right here for these. And look at them yourself. Do your own videos. Or you can like and share mine if you think anybody will watch it. Yeah, this, I haven't found really anything on here that actually you can actually see of any time in our, let's see, 12, 14. Let's see, I'm interested. Because I think this is like the Aurora Borealis type thing. I'm not exactly sure. There's another one that Wage uses. As you can see, it's gotten more intense. There's one that Wage uses. I think I forgot to write that down. And then planetary spacecraft thing. It's another section with them, but most of these, like I said, haven't updated since like October and stuff. And then all signets. Let's see, what's this one got going on here? I think this might just talk about certain things. Like most of these don't even work anymore. Like you can't get them loaded. Excuse me. Say 2/12, 2018. You know, the new, but yeah. Radiation plasma effects. Let's load this up and see what it does. Darker the color, the worse it is. Let me stop it. Let me do this here. Stop it. Slide it to the end. Let's see. We'll go 300 and apply. All right, well, while that loads, we'll. And I thought this is neat. Like it's got the flight track. See, here it helps me show you what I've been talking about how the ring of fire is actually on the outside of the landmass. You know, because they're going from this, you know, like China area, Japan, I'm not exactly sure, just like part of China here, from New York, you know, and they're going this route here instead of this route here, which is supposed to be, you know, closer. But yeah, that's pretty neat. You can go in here and see this. I have no clue. Like, this must be for pilots or something. All right, let's go see. Oh, look, it's done. Cool beans. 12:4. Click it. Geomagnetic cutoff rigidity. It don't seem to do much of nothing, does it? It's like right here it'd be this. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but looks cool. But yeah, different things on here. Retired. Okay, New Horizons. Only one. Okay. But anyways, this is what this says here. You can go onto there and get all that information for yourself. Why is it? Please don't tell me. Okay, cool. Go back to earthquakes. I want to check this out real quick. Most recent, Alaska, 1.8, 33.3 kilometers deep. Hawaii had 2.2 kilometers. California, Nevada, 15 kilometers. So you've already had a few pop-offs since the last time I looked at it. Nevada, Alaska, geysers in Cali. And then there was one here, it was 0 or 17 kilometers. There was one here, it was negative 0.3, and Hawaii had an earthquake, and it's like, oh yeah, Chile. It's like Hawaii volcanoes are gonna, people need to get out of Hawaii, I'm telling you. Of course, they did do their whole, here's a Schumann for today. This is current, look at that. I showed you the Earth's graph there, and look, this is new. This, I've been watching this Schumann for over a year now, and this is new. I mean, it popped up, what was it, a week or two ago maybe? And this right here, it's not, our natural frequency is up here, guys. 7.8. This is the Earth's heartbeat. And look, we got one popping here. We got a line popping there. Got a line popping there and there. And look, we got what looks like Morse code, but it's not Morse code. Because I've went into Morse code. I've tried to figure out if it actually says anything, you know, and it doesn't. I've tried. Like with these dashes and dots, I'm not sure. Unless it's some kind of code that's not Morse code, but somebody else knows it, and I don't. As far as I can tell, these dots and dashes are also funky, not supposed to be there. This line here, the frequency of the Earth is definitely getting intense. And I honestly believe that has a lot to do with the pits of hell opening up, which it is in our, like, when it spikes like this and it goes all the way down, it's like, that's got to be an opening. And these spikes, and like you got the dashes and dots going up and down here, it's like, the way I feel, these whole dimensions and stuff they're talking about, every time you see the line opening up, especially when it's intense like this, it's like they've gotten somewhere, you know? And it just happens to always be like at nighttime, you know? When it's dark out. 9, 16, 9, 17. And here's 10. And then once today starts, when we saw, of course, getting that hit, when the Earth exploded and released that energy, we get this huge spike right here. You know, and it's like, or is that, yeah, 21. It's like the end of today, which is weird because it's still the 14th, but this has to do with like the whole Earth. So these hours are not exactly the same as my hours right now. But still, look at that. That's like most current. That's most current, not last night, so I apologize. This is the most current reading. And it's like, hey, let me see something. Let me go here. See if they got more updated. Come on, what are you doing? I keep... Quit it. That's not what I wanted. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Never mind. But anyways, yeah, this is a Schumann. It's not normal. And every time I hear somebody say, this is the new norm, makes me want to punch him in the face, I'll be honest with you. Because this is not normal, never has been, and never will be. It may be what we're experiencing right now, and it's going to continue and get stronger. That is true. But it's not normal. It's not meant to be normal. And this is also proof that we are in the times of the end. We are the last generation. Repent and get right with your Creator, or you are going to perish with the wicked, period. That's just the way it is. You don't have to believe in God's word. You don't have to. But it's inevitable. We are the last generation. And everything here I'm showing you is a representation of what's happening because of it. I mean, come on, look at this. Of course, this ring of fire actually goes around all of the landmass of the world. It's not in the middle like this. No. All the landmass is inside this ring of fire. You know, because beyond the ring of fire is, well, the outside. I don't really know how to explain it. But it's all pushing in on all of the continents. All the landmass is shifting. And the ring of fire is pushing out against all of it. And pushing it in. And guess where the center point is? Right here. This is the center of all landmass. This little piece right here, and where Israel, this entire piece right here was all the land that God gave the Hebrews. He told them, all of this here is your land. But yeah, they never got it all, did they? No. Why not? Because they got scared. And they decided to make deals with the devil instead. Period. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to show you. I forgot. Hang on, the Schumann. I had it pulled up. It must be... Let's see if I can pull it up. Find it again. Here it is. Look at this, guys. This I found very interesting. This explains about the Schumann. Right here. And I thought it very, very interesting to look at this picture. Oh, see. Look at that. Anybody notice that star? Well, guess what that star represents? Let's talk about it. Because this is what they're taught, has to do with Schumann. The Schumann Resonance, star tetrahedron, the speed of light. The Schumann resonance is a frequency of the Earth, also known as the Earth's heartbeat. At 7.83 hertz, the speed of light will circle the circumference of the equator 7.48 times in 1 second. However, the speed of light will circle the slightly smaller circumference found at the 19.47 latitude, where the points of the star tetrahedron touch the surface. Plus, the height of the atmosphere, where the Schumann frequency is detected 7.83 times in 1 second, so it seems the Schumann resonance is electromagnetic waves moved at the speed of light, interacting with the points of the star tetrahedron, and in turn is vibrating the entire planet at a frequency of 7.83 hertz. All living organisms interact and interconnect with electromagnetic waves, and all of the Earth's inhabitants have the memory of the original Earth-based DNA, which is resonant to the low-frequency waves known as the Schumann resonance in the Earth's atmosphere. The Schumann resonance are the set of spectrum peaks in the extremely low frequency, which is ELF, portion of the Earth's electromagnetic field, which is similar to say that these pulses are the heartbeat rhythms of the planet. For this reason, most people are extremely open to conduct these waves of electromagnetic signaling through their personal bioneurology that is being stimulated by these ranges of extremely low frequencies, such as 7.83 hertz, what became known as the measurement of the fundamental range of these waves on the Earth. This range of low frequency is commonly produced in the human brain. When relaxed in alpha or theta states, extremely low frequency or radio waves that are artificially or naturally generated can phase with these same frequencies in the human body, having an array of impacts on human electromagnetic and DNA signals, which further affect the brainwaves and the state of consciousness. Now, what is it they've been promoting with this this biotech engineering and the CERN with all this stuff going on? Oh, well, we can, what do they keep saying? Evolve ourselves and stuff, a new state of consciousness. And look at the star. I mean, where do we see that? It's also the same star of Balaam, same star that they used way back Molech, the star of Molech. Now they have it encompassing the Earth, calling it the tetrahedron, the star tetrahedron. Okay, and the Schumann resonance star tetrahedron, the speed of light. Okay, just saying it again. Now, I find that interesting because of frequencies. I wonder how many hertz 5G is. Is it ER or URTS? Shoot, honey, how do you spell hertz?
H-E-R-T-Z.
H-E-R, yeah, T-Z, duh. H-E-R-T-Z. It was Z, I don't know why I said S. All right. Which one of these is going to show it? Look at that. 95, gigahertz. Is gigahertz more than hertz, dear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys.
Gigahertz is like a million hertz.
Okay, so the Earth, our frequency is 7.8 hertz, and 5G is 95 gigahertz. So that's like millions more. Look at that. They've all been gigahertz. But yeah. But yet it's not affecting us at all, apparently, by the scientist standards. This doesn't affect us at all. Let's see. Let's see what this comes up with. In 1914, James Hertz performed an experiment which demonstrated the existence of exciting states in mercury atoms, helping to confirm the quantum theory, which predicted that electrons occupied only discrete quantized energy states. Electrons were accelerated by a voltage toward a positively charged grid in a glass envelope filled with mercury vapor. Past the grid was collected plate held small negative voltage with respect to the grid of a voltage where the current drop gave a measurement of energy. Okay. Quantum physics. So that's quantum theory, where they play with frequencies and stuff to see how it affects your atoms. And that was back in 1914. Well, this is not what I was wanting. Let's see. Let's ask it this way. Yeah. And of course, graphs and graphs and graphs. Electromagnetic radiation is a self-propagating composite of an electric field plus a magnetic field. Okay. Somebody else is probably going to understand that better than me. I'm sorry, guys. I should have done this before I got you on here, but I was just interested in it. Oh. It's not going to answer me, is it? Of course it's not. Why? Because then we'll know something important. How they're doing whatever they can to off us in a way that they can justify themselves by blaming it on something else, like they're trying to blame God for the virus. Had nothing to do with him, I can tell you that right now. It had everything to do with man and their witty inventions is going to take them out eventually. All right, guys. Well, I don't know. There's just a bunch of poo, if you ask me. I go to video capture so you can see me. Hi. All right, guys. Well, if you're watched my video up until this time, I want to thank you. I want to say God bless, Godspeed, stay sane out there. And like I said, anybody want to get a hold of me, leave a comment below, get a hold of me at my email. Try to figure out how to leave a description below with my email in it. But I don't know, I've been getting these weird people putting nasty things on my YouTube videos, like in the comment section. Makes me sad, but I try to stay right on top of it. So, all right, well, God bless, Godspeed, and the Lord Christ is the only one who can save. As I hear other people say, Yeshua saves. And till next time.